How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. We also got to put in the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. So today, this was much requested. We're talking about CTRM, Castor Maritime. But before we get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. So if you are new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below in the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're considering to make a position in this stock, I heavily emphasize the fact you watch this entire video. So the first thing that we're going to be going over is the information regarding the reverse split and what you need to know. So I'm going to be going over that press release. Secondly, we're going to be going over the new news that came out in regards to their deliveries. Yes, they've received some deliveries and I'm going to go over it. So what does this mean? They increased the actual size of their fleet. They got more vessels. But hey, we'll go into that in that portion. And then we're going to be doing a technical analysis, taking a look at the price action. Where do we see this price going and how is the market actually reacting to this reverse split? Then we're going to be going on Fintel. We want to take a look. What are the institutions doing? What is the short volume ratio? Is there short squeeze potential, or is there just overall negative market sentiment that will tell us that there will continue to be a sell-off? And then when all of that is done, come on, you guys know I got to give you a lot of value. I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts. So let's get into it. So we're now on the official Castor Maritime website, and we're going to be taking a look at their most recent press release. So let's get into it. So Castor Maritime announces a reverse stock split to be effective May 28th, 2021. CTRM, a diversified global shipping company, announces that its board of directors has determined the effect of a 1-for-10 reverse stock split of the company's common shares. The company's shareholders approved the reverse stock split by a ratio of not less than 1-for-2 and not more than 1-for-75, and granted the board of authority to determine the exact split ratio and when to proceed with the reverse stock split at the company's annual meeting of shareholders held on November 25th, 2020. The reverse stock split will take effect and the company's common shares will begin trading on a split adjusted basis on the NASDAQ capital market as of the opening of trading on May the 28th, 2021. The CUSIP number of Y1146L125 will be assigned to the company's common shares when the reverse stock split becomes effective. When the reverse stock split becomes effective, every 10 of the company's issued and outstanding common shares will be combined into one issued and outstanding common share without any change to the par value of 0.001 per share or any shareholder's ownership percentage of the company's common shares. This will reduce the number of outstanding common shares from approximately 899.6 million shares to approximately 90.0 million shares. No fractional shares will be issued in connection with the reverse stock split. Shareholders who would otherwise receive a fraction of a common share of the company will receive a cash payment in lieu thereof. The reverse stock split is undertaken with the objective of meeting the minimum $1 per share requirement for maintaining the listing of the company's common shares on the NASDAQ. So we're on the Castor Maritime website. We're in their press release section, and we're going to be going over what went down on May the 25th. So CTRM, a diversified global shipping company, announces that on May 20th, 2021, Castor took delivery of the MV Magic Nubula, the 2010 Korean-built Kamazar dry bulk carrier it had agreed to acquire as previously announced on March 10th, 2021. On May 21st, 2021, Castor took delivery of the MT Wonder Vega, the 2005 Korean-built Aframax tanker it had agreed to acquire as previously announced on April the 16th, 2021. The MT Wonder Vega has been entered in an unaffiliated tanker pool specializing in the employment of the Aframax tanker vessels. And on May 23rd, 2021, Castor took delivery of the MV Magic Starlight, the 2015 Chinese-built Kamsarmax dry bulk carrier it had agreed to acquire as previously announced on April the 19th, 2021. The MV Magic Starlight was delivered to the company with a time charter contract attached with a reputable charterer at a daily gross charter rate equal to 114% 50% of the Baltic Panamax Index, and with an estimated remaining term of about 17 to 21 months. All three acquisitions were financed in their entirety with cash on hand. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Castor Maritime. So let's see how it performed today. So it ended up closing at 37 cents, being down 0.75% on the day. On the low, it tested 36 cents, and then on the high, testing 38 cents. So what we want to take a look at is see how well it lines up with our indicators. So it is below the 200-day, it is below the 100-day, and is also below the 21-day EMA. Do keep in mind we've seen some strong action in the stock market today. Of course, this had no impact on Castor Maritime. So this is part of the reasons why we're going to continue to see some selling pressure along with the reverse split. Even if we take a look at the RSI down below, it's literally in that 30, let's call that 39 level. So it's right in that oversold territory. If we take a look at the chart overall in general, it is definitely looking bearish here. So what are some potential areas of where it could pull back to even further? I would definitely be keeping an eye out here for around 32 cents. For the meantime, I'm not going to be adding any shares to this position until the reverse split is over, and then I'm going to be patient and wait to see how things kind of settle down and then decide from there. But for the most part, we could see as far as the reaction that the market is giving Castor Maritime, it is not favorable at all. So I just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. And yeah, in order for this to actually reverse, we're going to have to see actually Castor come back and reclaim the 21-day EMA and then make that move up going to above 40. But like I said, there's a reverse split, so I'm not looking for that to actually happen. We just got to wait, see how things fizzle out, and then look at it again afterwards. So we're now on fintel.io, and we're going to be taking a look at the institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information for CTRM. So as we scroll down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So what do we see here? Institutions have definitely been closing out of their positions for Castor as of late. The last transaction was on May the 21st from Citadel Advisors, completely exiting out of their position. We could also see here on the 19th, we had Virtue Financial LLC that actually had going in with 770,559 shares. Before that, we had Jane going in with 23,000. But as we can see, May 17th, we have Royal Bank of Canada, Two Sigma Investments closing out their positions. So again, we haven't seen no activity after the 21st, which is of no surprise, especially with recent developments that have gone down. So as we take a look at the short interest information, again, this is no surprise here. Short volume ratio is at 39%, so it's well above 21%. So what does that tell us? As far as for the overall market sentiment, it is definitely not good. They're saying, hey, this stock price needs to come down. Short shares availability stands at 10 million, and the short borrow-free rate stands at 6.14%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, you can see it's definitely been used to being in that 30 range, especially also in the 40 range, super high. Like I said, this just means that anyone who's actually shorting Castor Maritime, sorry, not anyone, but as far as the overall market sentiment for Castor Maritime, it is not good. They're saying, hey, this stock price needs to come down. I'm just reiterating that so you guys understand that. Yes, it does provide short squeeze potential, but it would have to get some big time news, and especially with this reverse split right around the corner, hey, I'm not too surprised with the negative sentiment. So for my final thoughts for CTRM, this is definitely not surprising in regards to the reverse split news. We know that they needed to keep compliance on the NASDAQ, so this is why they had to exercise this option. So what does this mean? So for every 10 shares that you have of CTRM, it turns into one. This is going to be taking effect on May the 28th. So taking all this into consideration, soon as when I've heard about this news, I am not planning to buy any shares whatsoever for quite a while. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait and see how the market reacts and where the price actually ends up going. But one thing I do want to emphasize of the fact, as far as from what the CEO is doing, he is focusing on expanding the fleet. They've gotten some recent deliveries, so it is definitely adding to the potential of this company overall in general, and I could definitely being reflected on the stock. But I feel from an investment perspective, it is definitely important to be patient here. But if they do show by increasing the fleet that this is able to benefit the overall balance sheet in regards to earnings report and seeing consistent growth, then things will look really good for CTRM. And we already know is when more capital comes into the company, the CEO is going to go out and expand the fleet even further. So if you believe in the CEO, his vision, and you know he's going to keep expanding the fleet and it's going to benefit the balance sheet over time, then you might want to look into get into a position. But I would definitely be patient, wait after this reverse split is over and see what the market gives you. We want to be able to make sure that we're not going in catching a falling knife here. I know it's already gone down quite a bit, but at the same time, I feel like it's just a wise decision just to see what's happening in regards to price action and then decide to make a move from there. You guys could let me know. You can leave comments down in the comment section or even on my other videos, which some of you have done already, saying, hey, I want to get an update on CTRM. The split has been made. What should we do? Then I'll take a look at it and we could do this all over again. But right now, I am not making any investments in CTRM whatsoever. The shares that I have, I just kind of left them alone. Wasn't really that much. It wasn't a big sizable position anyways, so that's why it doesn't really bother me too much. But at the same time, the CEO, he does have a focus in regards to expanding the fleet, and I love that, and I don't mind actually holding it for some years to see what happens, because again, it's not to say if he's taking the money and just squandering it, he's putting it to work. So we just got to wait, see how the earnings report look like, and I'm pretty sure if they do look good, Wall Street will end up rewarding it. So that's what I wanted to kind of share with you guys today. Those are my thoughts.